Hello punters and welcome to another Saturday racing preview. We've arrived at Derby Day, one of the best race days of the year. It's like Christmas for punters. Just a superb card of racing. Group races on every single race of the program. It's just terrific. We've got the four Group 1s for the day. We've got the Tab Empire Rose Stakes over the 1600 metres for the fillies and mares. We've got obviously the 3-year-old Coolmore Stud Stakes over 1200 metres. Terrific field, that one. The Group 1 Victoria Derby over 2,500 metres, and the Group 1 Kennedy Cantalala, which is over the 1,600 metres. So really looking forward to getting stuck into this meeting. We of course be looking at Rose Hill in the video posted after this one. I do apologise for it being really late. I was at the Valley tonight and just been caught up with my day job as well a little bit. So I do apologise for uploading so late. I hope that some of you could still get on and watch this, and as I really try and dissect the cards at Flemington tomorrow and also Rose Hill. So we're going to get straight into it. Without further ado, just going to try and whip through this as quick as possible and be as thorough as possible. So race number 1 at Flemington tomorrow, it's the Tab Stakes Group 2 race over 1,200 metres. The track at the moment is good for. There's going to be a bit of rain about tomorrow, but I do think that we'll stay with that good track. I don't think there'll be so bad of a downpour that we'll end up getting into that sort of soft range. I don't think so. I think we can take take the form based off there's going to be a good track tomorrow. So look at the speed map in the first race, the card over 1,200 metres, and say Trevor, my friend, and Deploy will probably find the front. I'd say that Malibu Style won't be too far off them, and Zatori and Order Commander will sit probably midfield with Renewal and the likes of Longleaf. So interesting race here. I think Zatori definitely has the great form leading into this. I mean, but being around the likes of Santana Lane, Sunlight, and obviously won so dominantly first up the straight here. But for me, look, I also want to take a bit of angle here. I want to go for something a bit of odds, and it's number 2 Malibu Style. This horse is just flying at the moment. Tim Clark jumps in the saddle for this one for Neville Parnham. It was only just narrowly beaten by Miss Leonidas last night. It was just too quick for him at Caulfield in the Group 2 Caulfield Sprint. Prior to that was in the same race as Zatori. Was beaten 2.4 lengths, beaten fair and square there. But look, interesting to look here. So you got Malibu Styles dropped a kilo from that run, and Zatori has gone up in the weights, gone 4.5 kilos up. So I mean, that could almost swing the difference of the weights. And for me, I just would like to be Malibu Style, because I know what we're going to get with this horse. $12 to win, $3.10 the place. I think that's the better way to go over Zatori, who has the form on the board. I mean, it's got superior form to some of these at the moment. I mean, that last start run was only just beaten narrowly by Sunlight and Santana Lane is going to be extremely hard to beat. This horse loves running at Flemington as well. Has only missed a place once from the track at 5 starts, and has rarely missed the place at this sort of distance range either. So it's definitely got a top chance. And if you did want to dive into the 210, I almost would suggest that you can, but it'll be really hard to beat. But for me, I just would rather go with Malibu Style. Just a bit of an each-way play, a bit more value involved with it. As you guys probably know by now, I don't dive into the favourites unless I'm 100% confident, which is, I think that's the way that you should play these. The other horse has got a bit of a chance, number 3, Viridine. It's got the wide barrier, but form behind Trekking looks pretty good. Trekking came, of course, into the Everest and finished 3rd on that occasion, so that's pretty good form line. 3rd up here, it's going to be much better suited going out to the 1,200 metres, so this horse can run a race in for 3rd. And then the other horse that I think will run a good race, number 6, Order of Command. This horse loves running up the straight at Flemington. It's 3rd up here. Looks to just be getting better with each run, and I think it'll be about to hit its peak. And if that rain really does come tomorrow and we get that soft ground, I'll be even more confident with Order of Command. It will come up my order to the point where if we get that soft track tomorrow, I'll probably have an each-way played it as well. But for me, look, I'm going to be number 2 Malibu Style. Just for me, this horse is just so consistent, and I just would love to be with it because I think we can at least get a place. And $3.10 the place, even if we go each way, is almost as good as going all in on Zatori to win. So I think from a betting perspective, it's better to go with number 2 Malibu Style. But if you want to go the favourite, and you do really like the favourite, I wouldn't tell you to go against. So I mean, got number 4 Zatori for 2nd, in for 3rd number 3 Viridine, and in for 4th for me number 6 Order of Command. Moving to race number 2, it's a 2,000 metre 3-year-old fillies Group 2 race. It's the Hum Wakeful Stakes. Look at the speed map in this one. I'd say that Tassane and Apicus will find the front. Not a whole lot of speed in this race, so interesting to see where some of these top chances land in the run. And some of them are definitely back markers. I mean, you look at Flit and Vegas Jewel, both tend to be back markers. So it'll be just interesting to see how far off the speed they are. But I think they're the two to beat here. I just think they've got the superior form. I'm going to back Hugh Bowman to do his work here and get this favourite home, because it was a huge run last time out of 600 metres at Caulfield, winning, of course, 1,000 guineas there, but just narrowly nosing out Missile Mantra. This horse comes around 240 this time around, and I think that this field is just nowhere near as difficult as what it has faced in its sort of first 4 runs this preparation. So for me, I know it's got to carry the weight. I mean, the rest of the field carries 55 or less, while Flit's going to have to carry the 58, but I'm just going to trust Hugh Bowman to do his work here, and I think that this horse is just that much better than this opposition, so I'm happy to dive into the 240 with him. So I'm going to have him on top for me, ahead of number 5 Vegas Jewel, who is a very serious staying prospect. I just think that the way I can see it happening is I can see Flit getting that run and just keeping Vegas Jewel boxed in, Hugh Bowman keeping Jordan Childs boxed in there. For Vegas Jewel would have preferred to have drawn wide, so for me, I'm just going to put that Vegas Jewel in for second. In for third, number 9 Walking Flying. I've always had a bit of an opinion of this horse. Always thought it would probably win a good race. Last time it was just beaten third by Serious Liaison. That's pretty good form to bring into this. Prior to that, it beat Yonkers at Benalla. That horse has since gone out and won at Gosford yesterday. So the decent form lines around Walking Flying. So I think it could run a good race in for third. And in for fourth, number 8 Song Brocade for Johnny Sadler. This horse was terrific in that same run that Vegas Jewel comes out of. That came from the back that day behind Jermaine. It was just a terrific run. It made so much ground late, and it was just screaming out for fourth up here. The tongue tie comes on, so I think this horse can run a good race. Be running home late, so I'll be interested to see where it goes in the run. So I haven't gone with some of the front runners, and I've left number 2 Miami Bound out, but I do respect Miami Bound. I just wanted to give that go with a few each way prices, but for me, number 1 Flit's the one to beat, and I'm going to have it on top ahead of number 5 Vegas Jewel in for second. In the third, number 9 Walking Flying, and in for fourth, number 8 Song Brocade. Moving on to race number 3, it's the 3-year-old Group 3 Carbine Club Stakes over 600 metres. A really good field, this one. Look at the speed map in this. I'd say Rockamore, Groundswell, Conqueror, Hilo will definitely spear out and get forward. Hey, Brandenburg will be up there, and Royalty. So looks to be a decent amount of speed in this race, and as such, I think this race will just set up nice for Dallas. I'm very keen to back him this time around. At $3.50. I think he's drawn to get a really good run. He just was never able to come into that Caulfield Guineas race. It was not really set up for him. Prior to that, he was excellent by an Alligator Blood, which is obviously good form, as we've seen. That horse is obviously just nosed out in the Caulfield Guineas. Prior to that, it beat Dubious. I just think this horse coming back to Flemington is going to suit it perfectly. I think we're going to see a much better horse here. And the blinkers come off is just an interesting gear change there, but I'm keen to go with Dallas this time round on top for me. To beat number 5 Airborne, who's been targeted for this race. Its first up run was pretty good, to be honest. I mean, behind Alabama Express, the form lines out, that's been pretty good. And this horse is really progressive, comes back to Flemington, a track that it loves. It won at last time out in really good fashion. So I could see this horse running a good race once again. Has been well found in the market as well at the $4.80. So got it in for second. Number 2, Groundswell, in for third. This horse was terrific in the Guineas. Was only just narrowly beaten by Super Seth and Alligator Blood. Did beat Darleston home, but I think Darleston can turn the tables here coming back to Flemington with all the speed in the race. But this horse will definitely be around the market. It's a good chance at the $3.40. Then in for fourth, for me, just a bit of a longer shot. Number 8, Rockamore for Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott. I think this horse can run a decent enough race. It was not too bad in that Collada race. Collada just sort of pinged away from him and just put a gap on him that nothing could really catch it on that occasion. The Stan Fox. Prior to that, it beat Lucky Imperator, maiden at Warwick Farm. I just think this horse got a bit of improvement to come, and out of Fastneck Rock, I think it could run a decent enough race at the big odds of $23. So I'm going to put it in for fourth. But recap numbers for me, quite confident of the top 3. Number 1, Dallas on top for me. Very hard to beat. In for second, number 5, Airborne. And in for third, number 2, Groundswell. And in for fourth, number 8, Rockamore. Moving on to race number 4. The other one I want to give a chance. Look, Hilo's got its chance. I just see that perhaps it could be in a tough position because, it's out wide on the track. It might have to do a bit of work. I can see a few of those horses on the inside really booting up and making it have to work in the run. So I just wanted to be against it for me. Just a bit too many queries to put it in the numbers. I could definitely say it's got a decent enough chance to be in the place hopefuls though. Moving on to race number 4, 2,500 metre Lexus Hotham Stakes, so the Group 3. Look at the speed map here. I'd say the downdraft will get 4 from the inside barrier. Hackey and Hush Rider, I think, will spear across the field and lead. Valak won't be too far off from either, but look, for not a whole lot of speed for the 2,500 metre race, a little bit expected, but look, I'm keen to go number 1 downdraft here for Joseph O'Brien, John Allen in the saddle. I think that barrier 1 just helps to dictate the race. Johnny Allen can either sit just in behind them in box seat, hope for a bit of luck and get out. That run in the Geelong Cup was terrific by downdraft, and I think if it can produce something similar to that, it will go really close to winning here. So I think I do like to go with it at the $4. And then in for second for me, I would like to... Sorry, in for second, number 8, The Chosen One. I think this horse is definitely building towards the race like this. It's been really good in its last few starts. I thought it was actually pretty good in the Caulfield Cup. It came from near last, circle around the field, made its charge home. I know a lot of the ones that finished in the finish were swooping out wide, but I thought that was a really good run. And prior to that, obviously, it was terrific beating Prince of Arran. We know that form has stood up with that horse came out winning the Geelong Cup. So form's really good around The Chosen One. Give it a decent chance in for second. In for third for me, number 6, Patrick Aaron. This horse was scratched out of the Bendigo Cup, brought to this. So a tougher race, which is interesting. And I think this horse just may have a trick up its sleeve, and it might just win. It's been actually specced a bit in the market, which is really interesting. So I want to have him for third. And then in for fourth for me, number 7, Sir Charles Road. This horse, I think, was pretty unlucky. It's been unlucky in a couple of starts. It was really good last night by Hush Rider. Obviously, you guys will be thinking, what are you doing going against Hush Rider? Got up for you at $10 last time. But I don't know, for me, I just can't see Hush Rider getting that, producing that same performance once again. The Randwick track that day did play a bit of bias towards the leader. So I'm willing to go against Hush Rider this time around. Just would rather... So Charles Rider, I think if I had a clearer run, would have got closer and will appreciate the bigger track of Flemington. So, but look, Hush Rider, I'll definitely be putting into the quaddie, especially playing early quaddies or first fours. It'll be hard to beat. And I think Hackey can run a good race as well. It's obviously got that form around Prince of Arran in the Geelong Cup, and obviously mile on top of downdraft, just beat at home, but... So, sorry, downdraft comes out of the Hunting Horn race. My mistake. I was thinking of Hackey. So, sorry, go back a step there. It was really good first up in that Moonee Valley race behind Hunting Horn. My apologies. I got it mixed up there. Same colours, but just different horses. So, I think, but I do think that the form that Hackey comes out of is not too bad, and we know what Linda Meach can do. She'll be able to prove a point after dropping the Derby ride. But for me, race number 4, look, a lot of open chances, but I think downdraft's the one to beat. Number 1 at $4. In for second, number 8, The Chosen One. In for third, number 6, Patrick Aaron. In for fourth, number 7, Sir Charles Road. Move on to race number 5. It's a Fillies and Mares Group 1 600 metre Tab Empire Rose Stakes. And look at the speed map. This one, really interesting field. This very hard to split. Probably one of the hardest races of the day. I'd say Savatiano finds the top. Spanish Reef would be up there with it, and Spanish Whisper will be close. Backer Up Baby, Miss Siska, they won't be too far off. For me, interesting race and very hard to split some of these. And I don't see him going at a genuine tempo, but I just think that this race could set up real nice for number 15, Fidelia. She's at a great price at $13, and she's a bit of a popular horse, so I would want to get on her probably around about now, to be honest. I think that price gets swallowed up. Comes back to Flemington. That's the biggest key here. 5 starts at the track for 3 wins and a placing. 3 starts at the distance for 2 wins and a placing. She was absolutely terrific behind Spanish Reef at Caulfield. There was not a lot coming on from the back that day. That, of course, was the Blue Sapphire day. And gee, she was terrific. She just had no right to run the way she did, and it was a terrific run. Prior to that, she was pretty good behind Hawkbury on her at Flemington. That was her only time she missed a place at the track. The blinkers come on first time as well. Real interesting gear change there. We might just see something completely different out of her now. So I'm really interested in her at the $13. I think she's a great price. Barrier 16 does concern me a little bit, but I'm going to trust Jamie Nodmott to do the right thing, get her home. But I think the $13 is just a great price. Got to take it. In for second, number 5, Amphitrite. I thought she was also massive overs at the 26. She's coming out of the top line form. She's coming out of a Turak handicap Group 1 race. I know she didn't run too well there, but prior to that, she was not too bad behind Be Good to Your Mother in the Sir Rupert Clark Stakes. And then prior to that, she was very good behind Pippi. So she can rediscover that sort of form that she had behind Pippi first up this preparation. She could go very close here. Comes back to Flemington. She's much better on the bigger track. She had 7 starts at the track for 3 wins and a placing. I think she could run a good race here as well at the $26. So that's going to be my 2 each way plays. I'm going to have something on each of them and hope that we can come out well there. But the other horses, look, number 2, Melody Bell, the favourite. She's a real talent, this New Zealand mare. She is very good. But for me, just the wrong price. I just can't entertain going into her first up from the wide barrier with a $3.80. It's just a fraction short for me. If she was around that $8 mark, I'd be a bit keener. I just think that while I agree with her talent and the form around her is pretty good, I just want to go with something at a bit of value. I think this is a very good race, very open and tough to split. So got her in for 3rd. And in for 4th, well, it's a bit of a toss-up, really. I mean, number 7, Princess Jenny, I ended up landing with. She's just flying at the moment, so I've got to have her into my numbers. And she's obviously she had that failure last time out at the Toorak Handicap, but prior to that, she was terrific being Rondinella at Moonee Valley, and Spanish Whisper, she finished behind at Flemington. But I think she can return to her best here. She's probably a little bit of unders at $8. I wouldn't suggest having each way play her at the $8 if she can get out to that double figure price, then maybe you can have a bit of a crack at her. But look, that's a terrific Group 1 race for the fillies and mares. The Tab Empire Rose, race number 5. But look, I'm going to go with a bit of value here. Number 15, Fidelia, for me on top. Ahead of number 5, Amphitrite, who, as I mentioned, I'm going to have an each way player as well. In for 3rd, number 2, Melody Bell. And in for 4th, number 7, Princess Jenny. Move on to race number 6, 4 races to go. This is the Group 1 Coolmore Stud Stakes, 1,200 metres. Always a fantastic race, and this year's no exception. The 3-year-olds have really taken over this Spring Carnival, so it'll be interesting to see if they can do it again. But look at the speed map here. I'd say Sartura Splendor will go out and do its own thing. Cardiff will go forward. Say Libertini won't be far off. Cosmic Force will spear out. Alabama Express and Dubious, they'll probably go from the outside barriers to give those runners on the outside something to catch. Look, real interesting race to go here. Based off what I've seen on the barrier draws, I think we just see where they go in the line. But I just think that while this is her first time up the straight, number 12, Libertini, she's been safe for this. So I think she's going to be extremely hard to beat with Damien Oliver in the saddle. I think she's just got something up on her sleeve. She was beaten as an odds-on favourite last time out in the T-Rose Stakes by Funstar. And look, there's just no problem with that form at all. That's real superior. That's really good 3-year-old form. Prior to that, she beat Villamaya, who's come out and run well in a few good races at Moonee Valley since. And she beat Flit, and we've seen what Flit has done with winning the 1,000 guineas. So I think her form's very good at Libertini, and I think she'll be really hard to beat here. She's been safe for this. And based off what we see on the barrier draw, a lot of the inside horses will go forward. She'll be able to get the perfect amount of cover, peel out, and finish over top of them and give them something to catch. Number 6, Exceedance. Look, there's a huge wrap. There's a lot of people getting around this horse, and I can see why. I think Flemington's going to be the perfect track for him. He's going to have his time to get out and wind up. His only runs have been at Rose Hill and Wyong, which are sort of tight, condensed tracks. Probably doesn't suit his race style, and the blinkers come up for the first time. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people been hearing a few whispers hearing about the blinkers have really done a lot to this horse, and we're going to see a real good, powerful performance from him. I just think that Libertini might be just that fraction better than him, so I just would be keen to go there, but they're the 2 big chances. I think both of them are going to be extremely hard to beat. I think you can back either one of them with a bit of confidence. Number 14, Brooklyn Hustle, is hugely over the odds. She's got a great chance. She was terrific last time out by Anna Heed in the Blue Sapphire. Prior to that, she was very good up the straight by Ontario. She's really building towards a big performance, and I think that she could do it here at the $23. Massively over the odds, so I've got her in for 3rd. Then in for 4th for me, the number 2, Bivouac, who he'll run a good race, but his grand final was last week, in my opinion, and he's just been backed up for this. I could see him getting a much better run this time around, but I'll give him that. But I don't know. Just for me, and he's got the Group 1 form. I mean, you look at last start, obviously he's beaten by Loving Gabby in the Manikato. Prior to that, he beat Yes, come out won Everest. So the form around him is very good. I'm not going to deny that. He has got a big chance, but I can't believe he's going on favourite when. And I know you could do a lot of if, buts, and maybes of if he got out, but I think Loving Gabby had that race sewn up just from where it was. And for me, it's just a bit of a backup plan. And I'm always a bit query, whereas some of these horses have targeted this from the start. They've trained for this. That's what they've gone for. They're the ones I want to be with. But do give him a decent chance. I just wouldn't be backing him personally. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins, though. But for me, number 12, Libertini on top for me. In race number 6, ahead of number 6, Exceedance, who's a huge danger, and I'm terrified about it. I'm very, as Ron Duffsey says, he's terrified about it. But yeah, look, honestly, very, very good. He's a very good horse, and I'm very worried about him. He's going to be powering home late, and I'm going to be hoping Libertini just has enough of the break ahead of him. Brook and Hustle in the third, as I said, just massive overs. Definitely could have an each-way play at her. She's got a huge chance. And then in for fourth, number 2, Bivouac up the top of the weights with a 7-day backup. Oh, sorry, the 8-day backup. Finally, to race number 7, the feature of the card of 2,500 metres, the Amy Victoria Derby, the 3-year-olds Group 1 race. Look at the speed map here. I'd say thought of that. We'll find the front. Navarre, Sign Still Deliver, won't be far off, but not a lot of speed in the race. And look, I'm keen. I think thought of that would be pretty hard to beat, but I'm going to go with something else here. I just want to go with a little bit of value, perhaps. I think number 10, Southern Moon's over the odds here. I thought it was really good last time out at Geelong behind Long Jack. It was really getting into its work late. This horse, Mitch Freeman's been clear from the start. This horse was always going to head towards the Derby. And he knew he was a Derby horse. Not just a Derby horse, but a big chance as well. So for me, that sort of confidence is nice to bring into this. So I'm going to have him on top. Ahead of number 1, Shadow Hero, who's the big danger for me. The form beating Castle Vecchio last time out looks very good now. That horse run second in the Cox Plate. Prior to that, beat Subadar in impressive fashion. So this horse, again, similarly has been targeting this race and been building up to it. So I've got it in for third. In for second. In for third, number 3, Thought of That. Like I said, we'll get an easy time in the lead. Would have liked Linda Meach in the saddle, but Mark Zara's been given the honours. And look, couldn't have done much more last time out at Caulfield. It was a terrific run, beating Warning. It absolutely smacked him on that occasion. It could do something similar here. I just think that the long straight at Flemington, it might be seen wanting late. We'll have to wait and see. But I just think, just a bit of a query there. I couldn't take it at $3.50. The other horse, number 8, Long Jack, bit of each way odds as well. I thought this horse was terrific. Geelongs don't like the wide gate. That's my only query. I would have had him on top if he didn't get that wide gate, but he's got a huge chance as well. But for me, bit of each way value here. Number 10, Southern Mood for me, ahead of number 1, Shadow Hero in for second, who is a deserved favourite and should be extremely hard to beat. In for third, number 3, Thought of That, and in for fourth, number 8, Long Jack. Moving on to race number 8, it's the last of the Group 1s of the card, the Kennedy Cantal over 1,600 metres. Look at the speed map in this one. It's a Cliff's Edge will find the top. The Iconoclasm won't be far off. Streets of Avalon will be up there. Best of Days might get forward as well. Royal Meeting will be thereabouts, I would suggest. Star of the Seas usually gets forward in its runs as well. So, interesting format here. There's a lot of horses in this race. It's a huge field and a lot to digest. But look, for me, it is tough. It is a very tough race. I'm keen to lean the way of number 6, Royal Meeting, who has the wide barrier. But for me, I thought it was just okay behind Streets of Avalon last night. It carried the 60 kilos, comes back down to 56.5. Dwayne down the saddle. I think it can get across and find a decent spot. If Best of Days spears forward, it can follow it across and get into a good position. And I just think we might see a bit of a better performance this time out by this horse. So I've got it on top. Ahead of number 3, 50 Stars, who I will also be having an each-way player because I think it's well worth the odds. It's been building towards a win. I thought it might come last time out the Epsom Handicap. It was just held up, bullied away. Comes back to Flemington here, though, and this horse has raced the track 3 times with 2 wins. It was 2 starts back at Flemington, the Maccabi Diva Stakes, course won by Gadding. Not a lot of horses came from the back there. This horse was about midfield. Just kept going through its gears okay. I just think that it is building towards a win, and this might be it. So I'm going to have it in for second. In for third, number 7, Cliff's Edge, who will be rolling along in front and give him something to catch. And doesn't mind Flemington. Doesn't mind Flemington. I'm talking about Caulfield. Was pretty good last night behind Chief Ironside, but the only problem is that at Flemington, he's always left wanting. He's had 7 starts at the track for just the 2 placings, so a bit of a worry there, but I'm hoping that maybe he can hold on for a place. Then in for fourth, number 8, Night's Watch, who I think is building towards a win here, and was pretty good last time out behind Fierce Impact in the Turak Handicap. Just isn't a big fan of Flemington, and but for me, I don't know about that Turak Handicap form, willing to go around it. So number 5, Royal Meeting for me on top, ahead of number 3, 50 Stars mentioned. Be having a 2-way play on both of them. In for third, number 7, Cliff's Edge, and in for fourth, number 8, Night's Watch. Moving on to the final race of the card, it's the race number 9, the Furphy Sprint, 1100 metre mares race for the Group 3 level. Look at the speed map in this one. I'd say that Gift of Power, Sweet Scandal, Manicure, Power of Harter, Spirit's Choice and Pippi, they'll all go forward and give them something to catch. Look, I can't understand why this horse going at this odds again. I was pulling my hair out that I missed it last time. It's Hummer. I mean, she's just in terrific form. She was very good. Beat Demerara fair and square last time out. Prior to that, beat God of Thunder at Moonee Valley. She is flying, and she's going to get a good run once again. And she's paying, what she is now, $7.50. Yeah, crazy price. So I'm willing to have her on top. I think she's well over the odds. A horse who is 100 to 1 here, I actually think has a bit of a chance here. I think it shouldn't be at the 100 to 1 price. It's coming across from New Zealand, and the talks are around that it's got a little bit of ability. I don't think it'll win, but it could be around the money. So I just want to have a bit of a, maybe go a bit of a spec at the 100 to 1s. I think it would need the 1400 metres or 1200 metres at the least. So it might just be that fraction sharp, but I think this horse might have a bit of a chance against these. So bit of an each way play there. Number 13, Power of Harter at the $101. In for third, for me, number 6, Demerara will be much improved off that run where it was beaten by Hummer last time out. Was midfield, ran pretty well there. Comes back to Flemington, third up here. Looks to be a lot of ticks. Number 4, Pippi. I think she can bounce back to form here. She was disappointing last time out as a short favourite. She's had a lot of time between that race and now, so they've really targeted her for this race, and she could come out and just be too quick for them. So, real good race to finish off the card, and I think there's plenty of value there. Number 5, Hummer, she's the one to beat. She's flying at the moment. I just can't understand why she's at $7.50. As I mentioned, number 13, Parahata, I think is massively overs, 100 to 1. 22 to place. You could definitely have a go at the place for me. In for third, number 6, Demerara. In for fourth, number 4, Pippi. Now, going back through, the best bets of the card for me would probably be, just looking through, look, I'm going to make race number 3, number 1, Dalasan, at $3.50. I think it's going to be extremely hard to beat. Willing to have it as one of my best bets of the card. So it's race number 3, number 1, Dalasan at the $3.50. The other one that I'm very keen on is, falls in race number 6 and number 12, Libertini. I think she's got a great chance. $5 to win. $1.90 the place. Thinks good each way value. I think we can have a go at her, and we should be getting something back at least. I think she'll be well in the top 3. Best each way plays of the card. Look, I'm really keen on number 5, Hummer in the last. I don't think she should be $7.50 and $12.70. So I'm going to have her as one of my best value bets of the card. Race number 9, number 5, Hummer at the $7.50 and $2.70. And the other one who I'm quite keen on, right towards the start of the program, is race number 2. And it's number, well, no, not race number 2, sorry. Where is she? Race number 5. Race number 5, number 15 for Delia at the $13 and $4 the place. So that's my best bets, best values, and that's my full preview of the card tomorrow. What a terrific day's racing. Hope you enjoy it tomorrow. Hope we can get plenty of winners. Hope we can snag a roughie or two, and that'll get us well up for the day. But always a great day for punters and racing enthusiasts alike. It's a terrific day, some fantastic racing. I hope you enjoy it tomorrow. And if you're following along, hopefully get plenty of winners. Again, cheers for all the support. I appreciate it a lot. A lot of your comments and just the overall views. I just really appreciate it a lot. And hopefully I can steer into a winner, whether it's one of my tips or something that I've made a case for elsewhere. So good luck if you're playing tomorrow, and enjoy the racing.